$50 million. And you get all of Netflix.
That laugh cost 9,000 stores. At least, that's the story. Here's the problem. The guy who supposedly did the laughing swears this meeting never happened. This is the $50 million no that may or may not have been said out loud by a company that is definitely dead either way. Let's rewind the tape. Quick housekeeping before the empire. None of this is financial advice. Our experts are a VHS tape and an envelope. Okay, 2004. Blockbuster at full power, about 9,000 stores, 84,000 employees, $6 billion a year. If you were alive then, Friday night was Blockbuster. The smell of popcorn and plastic cases, that was the smell of a monopoly.
Is this the line for the new releases?
The line for new releases is the parking lot. This line is for asking about the line.
Friday, 8 p.m. There was one copy of the movie you wanted and 40 families who wanted it. Blockbuster didn't have customers. It had pilgrims.
That'll be $4.
The rental was $3.
The 3 was yesterday. The movie is the bait, kid. The deadline is the business.
He's not joking. In 2000, late fees brought in roughly $800 million, about 16% of revenue. Imagine a restaurant where a sixth of the money comes from fining you for chewing too slowly. Now imagine someone opens a restaurant next door with no clocks.
Hi. I mail you movies. You keep them, as long as you want.
Adorable.
Netflix. Born 1997. First DVD ever shipped. Beetlejuice, which honestly is the most 1998 sentence possible. By 2000, it had subscriptions, no due dates, and one enormous problem: the dot-com crash. It was bleeding money, so it flew to Dallas to sell itself to the king. What happened in that room? Depends whose tape you play. Take one, as Netflix co-founder Marc Randolph tells it in his memoir.
50 million. You get the brand, the tech, the team. We run Blockbuster.com for you.
You're a niche business. This whole .com thing, completely overblown. Weren't we here to talk licensing?
Yes. Licensing. Forget I said anything.
50 million. That's a lousy offer anyway.
A fact check by Newsweek later ruled, the offer was real. The no was real. Both Netflix founders put it on the record. The laugh, the room, even the year, disputed. History is written by the winners. In this case, they ghost wrote the losers' lines too.
Okay, new plan. We outlive them.
Whichever version you believe, what's not disputed is what came next. Netflix drove home, still broke, still bleeding, and stopped shopping itself around. For a while. Sometimes the most dangerous thing you can do to a small company is say no to it. Now, the version of this story you've heard ends there. Dinosaur laughs, dinosaur dies. Here's what that version skips. Blockbuster actually did the homework. Sometimes before Netflix did.
Ladies and gentlemen, movies over the internet, into your home.
That's real. 2000. A 20-year streaming partnership. 7 years before Netflix streamed anything. 300 test households. The partner was Enron, which collapsed the following year in one of the most famous accounting frauds in history. So Blockbuster's first streaming memory was traumatic, and it kept doing homework. 2004, Blockbuster Online. Late fees? Killed them. Total access, rent online, swap in store. And then one day in 2005, opportunity literally knocked.
Hi, I'm a vending machine that rents movies for $1. Want to buy half of me?
We own 9,000 palaces. Why would we buy a box?
Because I fit outside a grocery store?
Adorable.
Coinstar bought 47% of that box for $32 million. The box outlived the palaces. So, if Blockbuster was trying this hard, what actually killed it?
Bye, sweetie. Enjoy independence. That's for the dividend we promised everyone.
Thanks, Mom.
2004. Viacom spins Blockbuster off. And to fund a special dividend on the way out, the company borrows $905 million. Every decision after this happens with that backpack on. Store upgrades? Can't afford it. Content deals? Can't afford it. Every swap in that clever Total Access program actually lost about $2. And then the boardroom caught fire. 2005. An activist investor wins board seats in a proxy war. 2006. The board discovers the CEO's contract has a $54 million exit clause and goes to war over it. 2007. The CEO walks with about half of it plus a bonus. Savor that. They said no to Netflix at 50 and nearly tore themselves apart over 54.
How do I look? Digital? Approachable?
Take that off. Stores are our identity.
Right. Identity.
The new boss looks at Blockbuster Online, the one part actually growing, and pulls back, betting everything on the shelves instead. The homework was done. It went in the trash. January 16th, 2007. Netflix flips on streaming.
No more envelopes. No more waiting.
Huh. Neat trick.
3.6 million subscribers in 2005. Over 15 million by 2010. September 23, 2010. Blockbuster files Chapter 11. Debt roughly $1 billion. The Empire sells to Dish Network for $320 million, about 6 times the price it had once been offered for all of Netflix. The whole kingdom for 6 lousy offers. And before we crown the winner, that famous story where Netflix was born because its founder got a $40 late fee on Apollo 13? Netflix's own co-founder calls it, quote, a convenient fiction. Early Netflix charged late fees too.
It tested well.
Everybody in this story edited their own tape, which brings us to the only Blockbuster left on Earth.
Hold on. My dad has to see this. He used to drive 40 minutes here every Friday.
Tell him we still got his late fee on file. Kidding. Mostly.
Dude, how are you still here? Rentals are 99 cents.
No debt, no board, and nobody yelling about a late fee.
So the internet didn't kill your family?
Kid, it was never the internet. It was the interest.